Okay, I'm hoping the sun isn't too bright, shining on the paper. But the idea here is I want to show you a quick, creative escape. So the first thing is to pick out 3 colors. And I have red, orange, and pink. And have some water. I have some, not to drink. This is my art water. I just keep refilling it. And so I have a little dish here. Because our first layer is going to be a light wash. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of each color in this palette. There's my pink, my red. Oh, that's not good. Okay, let's get some different red. Okay, I picked up a different red. You should always shake your bottles. So I'm gonna give the orange a shake, and so you might have the baby down for a nap, or you might have just a few minutes while dinner is cooking. Whatever your time frame is, that you only have like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, have your supplies ready somewhere if that's possible. And what you want to do is then come in and just set a timer for whatever your time frame is. Let's call it 5 minutes. So I have Alexa here. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
And I'm going to focus on 2 pieces of paper. I have 4 here, but I'm going to focus on these 2. So I'm going to give it a light wash of water. Really quick. Everything is really quick. Now I'm giving it a light wash of pink. And I think on the next one I'll pick a different color for the background. And I didn't pick a good bowl here to put my water in. Let's go with orange. And I'm just throwing it on. Okay? Usually if you do 4 of these at a time, by the time you get to the 4th one, then the first one is dry enough to, I'm going to get a different bowl for the water, because there's stuff in that bowl and it's coming up into the water. So, sorry about that. I thought it was dried and it wouldn't do that. Okay, so now I guess I'm going to put a wash of water on this one, and I'll throw some red on it. Just barely a little. That ensures that it dries fast. And let me tell you, if that's all the time that you have, and if you can leave it laying out, just do that. And then come back to it. I had a hair in there. We have a dog, so finding a hair is not unusual. But while I have red on my brush, I'm going to go back into the orange and just kind of do some designs of stripes. That looks kind of cool. I have a little too much water on it, so I'm just going to dip that off and get rid of the orange. And I still have a little red on my brush, so I'm going to kind of do something on this one with the red and the pink, and let this one dry. And if you don't have time to let it dry, feel free to take a paper towel, because this can sometimes give you very unexpected designs. Well, that one took it all off. That was very unexpected. Now it's on my paper towel. So on this orange one, I'm going to be a little more cautious and maybe just make a design with the paper towel. There we go. And you can save that paper towel for a collage project or throw it away. Your choice. So I'm going to go back to the pink, get a little more pink, and I'm going to brush it back on. Ooh, and I've still got some red in my brush. That is great. I'm quite happy with that, except for that hair. That's driving me crazy. Okay. So I really like the stripes that came out with it. I think I'll get a little more red and go back to this orange and give it the curve that I lost from the pink. There we go. I kind of like that. And then we have the red over there. And I think what I'm going to do with that is blot it a little with the paper towel because it's quite wet. But sometimes blotting will give you a really cool design. Let's switch spots here. And I'm going to kind of try and make that design with the blots. Because then I can actually take that over onto the pink as well. That's kind of cool. And all you're doing really is experimenting and trying to get some time to make art. It doesn't even matter if it is something complete. Just be open to what happens. If you happen to not like how it turns out, it's acrylic paint. You can paint over it the next time. So, but at least you've gotten some release in your system as the timer goes off. Alexa, stop timer. And that was 5 minutes. And
5 minutes, starting now.
I didn't want another timer. She wants to start it again. She likes art, I guess. But anyway, you can, if you want to go another 5 minutes, you can, if you have time. And I thought, well, I could maybe make a plaid of some sort on here. And my pink has kind of turned more into red. So I think I'm going to take some pink and I could draw circles, make them a little more defined. You could even take stencils or stamps. Let's see, I happen to have a stencil here. And if I lay it on top of that, which I just drew circles on, I would take some red paint I don't like going all the way to the edge of a stencil because then you end up seeing that edge in your artwork, and that's not what I want to show. Okay. When you stencil, use less wet paint because it will seep underneath the stencil and blur it out. So I happen to have quite a lot of wet on here. A sponge is better, and I really like, I don't have one handy, the little cosmetic sponges that you can get at the dollar store. You get a whole big pack of them for like $1 or less. Maybe not less these days. But you can add stencil work onto here and then go back and go over it if you don't like it or if it's blurry. Okay, so this was just a way for you to get some art in and maybe get a layer down. I like doing layers, and if the next time you want to do a different kind of layer, you could maybe have some pictures that you cut or tore out of a magazine, and you could collage them on. I have a whole drawer full of tiny things up here, so I could collage them on top of pictures or letters or numbers. I collect all kinds of pictures, like I have little pictures of butterflies or giraffes, whatever you want to cut out of magazines, and save them to put on top of here. But that is our 5-minute art fix for today. Thanks for joining me.